Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yes. Well,
A settlement freeze.
Except no settlement freeze.
Well, it's close. No settlement freeze.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. That subtle distinction.
Yeah, subtle distinction. Go ahead from Israel to build 1,100 new homes, but only in East Jerusalem.
Yeah, so it won't be cause any problems.
Southeast Jerusalem, the hymns will be built in Hilo or Gilo, a sprawling Jewish enclave in Southeast Jerusalem. Yeah, that'll help.
Yeah, I think that's be very helpful to the peace process.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, because you see, the peace process is about who's going to get what land, and if you start building on that land without asking anybody else. But here's some of the great ironies.
Again,
right?
I mean, it's been going on for...
I know, right. And that's why they're not in the peace negotiations now, because Netanyahu keeps doing that, and the Palestinians are like, okay, well, what are we negotiating about if you just keep taking the land, right? So some of the ironies here is Netanyahu says, I can't believe the Palestinians are unilaterally going in front of the United Nations and submitting a letter asking for a state.
Yeah.
Well, of course I can act unilaterally. Of course I'm going to go build settlements in what you claim is your territory.
I can act unilaterally. I'm a country.
Yeah, but you try to be a country. Come on. And then, of course, the second irony, which I've talked a lot about, is that's how Israel was created. They went to the UN and they asked for a state and they got one. Now when the Palestinians try to do the same exact thing, they're like, how dare you?
But everyone wanted Israel to become a state.
Oh, everyone did?
Everyone wanted
Israel to become a state. I'm sure it was unanimous, including the Palestinians, right? They didn't object at all.
By the way, a much higher percentage of the world is currently in favor of Palestinian state. Overwhelmingly.
Overwhelmingly. Of course, the people who don't are the people that are in power.
Right.
And then third irony here is, for how many decades the Palestinians were told, come on now, stop doing the bombings and being terrorists, pursue a peaceful diplomatic route. They're like, you know what? You win. You're right. Let's go peaceful diplomatic. Let's go to the United Nations. They're like, how dare you?
It's so indefensible. It's just you're just on the wrong side.
Yeah, I mean, because look, other things can be debatable, and how much of the West Bank should the Palestinians get, and
I guess there's going to be a negotiation.
Yes,
right.
of course, and all that stuff obviously could be debatable. But the idea of blocking the Palestinians from asking for legitimate statehood, when that's what basically we've been telling them to do, this peaceful diplomatic thing for decades on it. It's indefensible. When Israel got their state in the same exact way, it's indefensible. And then to say that they're doing something outrageous, you know, the ambassador is going around, the Israeli ambassador is going around on American television talking about, you know, I feel like they're threatening us. Threatening you with what?
With what?
Peace?
Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, as Ben points out, Netanyahu just built 1,100 new homes in what they consider to be their capital, by the way, not just part of their territory, but their capital.
Yeah, it's and obviously, and by the way, it's just a tactic, man. Like, that's why they did it. They didn't expect it to pass. The whole point was it's a tactic. This is negotiating. This is what it is.